Hello, my name is Heidi Elliott and I work for Nebraska Public Power District. I'm here today to give you just a little bit of information about MPPD and how we serve you and the communities that you live in. But more importantly, I'm here to talk to you today about how we can be safer together. And specifically, if you can't remember anything else I talk about today, please just remember to look up and to look out. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by sharing my screen for today. There's several things that I'm going to show you today, but the first one that I want to show you is really some information about MPPD. And so, whoopsies, I need to switch my screen. So I'm recording this today because I know you're going to be watching it. So technical things still happen even on the recordings. But like I said, I really just want to remind you today, if you remember nothing else about what I talk about, please, please, please just remember to look up and look out for power lines. They are something that you really need to be aware of and to know where your surroundings are. If we talk about a little bit about MPPD, we've been serving Nebraskans for over 50 years. Last year, we celebrated our 50th anniversary, and our vision is really to enhance the quality of life for Nebraskans through public power now and in the future. We want to safely generate and deliver reliable, affordable, sustainable energy and the related services while giving you outstanding customer service. It's just really important to us. We have over 5,000 lines of transmission and sub-transmission lines. We are in 86 of the 93 counties serviced by MPPD or the other in partnership with the utilities, businesses, and community leaders. We actually serve more than 600,000 Nebraskans with both our retail and our wholesale electric power and energy related services. We have about 1,800 teammates that work for you. And we really, and we think, take all of this to heart. It's very important for us to make sure that we're giving you this information and serving to you to the best of our abilities. One thing I just want to remind you is that, public power has allowed us to really get affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy powering your everyday. I know many of us don't even think about it. We take it for granted that the power is there and that it's reliable and affordable. So I just want to give you a friendly reminder that electricity is something that affects almost every aspect of your life. So keep that in mind. And as you're keeping that in mind, you may think, oh, I really don't even know how it gets to me. Well, the reality is it is generated at one of our facilities across the state of Nebraska. And then it actually goes through what our substations and a variety of different types of transmission lines. Depending on the type of transmission line, the voltage will increase or decrease if it's an extra high voltage or a regular transmission line. I'm not here to actually talk to you about those details because whether it's an extra high voltage transmission line, a regular transmission line, or a distribution line, those are all lines that you do not want to get close to, and you don't want your equipment to get close to it either. I'm going to show you part of a video today that ran media last year. I'll be honest, we saw an uptick of incidents happening with agricultural equipment. The equipment is getting bigger and bigger, and we're seeing more and more incidents. And so it's really our goal to get this messaging out to you so that you can be safe as you are in those businesses, schools, homes, and on your farm. You are out there and you are close to these things, and you need to be aware of it. I will repeat my contact information before the end of today, but in case you're already wanting to jot it down, my name is Heidi Elliott again. My email address is hjellio@nppd.com, and my phone number is 402-276-6499. You can reach out to me at any time. If the information you're seeing today is something that really speaks to you and you want to share that with others, or you would like for me to share it with others, I am open to that at any time. So just remember, please look up and look out for power lines. All right, so let me switch now to another video where I think it's really gonna speak to your heart. And I think this is something you're gonna go and talk about as you head home tonight.
It was my actually second to last day, so we were working on training the guy to take my position.
I was at work. Actually, I was sitting in a restaurant in Champaign, eating lunch when I got the phone call from his mom.
We were short-staffed today, so I ended up jumping in the truck just to keep ahead of the sprayers.
Sprayer pulled in, Cody went to load him. As the operator unfolded the sprayer booms, he unfolded into the power line, and as he was doing that, Cody hit an alligator clamp to load the sprayer and took 7,400 volts.
I assumed right away that he would probably lose one, if not two limbs and digits, so that he presented in a very severe manner.
His hand was charred in a flex position. His elbow was held in a flex position. This was his entrance wound. He had a number of exit wounds, including his bilateral feet and his head.
You know, the higher voltage with electrical injuries, the more likely internal injuries will be. Externally, there are things that happen and that you can see. However, an immense amount of the damage is internal.
Our goal was to get rid of the tissue that was destroyed and to maximize, one, his life, to make sure that he didn't die from the injury, to make sure that his kidneys didn't suffer a severe insult from the amount of muscle damage that was done, and to get him to be as functional as possible.
In the United States, approximately 1,000 people are killed each year from an electrical incident, and upwards of 30,000 are injured. The key to prevention is to, first of all, know where the hazards are and be aware of the environment. A lot of these injuries are preventable. If we just slow down, we realize the capacity for an electrical hazard, and we're aware of where those are and stay away from them.
As farmers, a lot of times it's multi-generational, that we've stayed on the family farm. Grandpa was never in a safety meeting. Dad was never in a safety meeting. So now the son that's taken over, he was never in a safety meeting. And on the farm, I think we take too much of that for granted, that everybody knows what to do.
Daily meetings of reminding where the hazards are, orientations for new workers, safety trainings for new workers are all really recommended.
If you're in any type of a vehicle and that wire comes in contact with the vehicle, whether it's a crane, whether it's a piece of farm equipment, your pickup truck, that vehicle could be energized and you would not know it because you can't hear, feel, or smell the electricity. And right now, the rubber tires could be giving it a resistance to going to ground. In other words, it can't flow yet past that clean, dry rubber tire. But yet, when your moist body takes one step from the platform down to the ground, you're that path, and it will take it at the speed of light.
The only reason we would really advise somebody leave a cab if they have hit a overhead power line is if the cab or the piece of equipment is on fire. And in that instance, it's recommended that the individual make a clean jump from the piece of equipment. That means both feet and arms jumping from the equipment all at the same time, not stepping down and allowing yourself to be part of the electrical current to ground.
You cannot step off of that piece of equipment. You must jump free and clear. The best way is to land with your feet together and bunny hop as far away as possible.
It'll be seared into my brain for my life, I think. Walking around the corner and seeing him and thinking how small he looked.
There are some times talking with Bailey that I just was trying to figure out what happened. Why did they take my leg? Or they thought it would just be my thumb and index finger they'd have to take, and the pinky. Tissue was actively still dying over the course of 2 weeks, so they just kind of kept moving up.
What they were able to do and salvage and give Cody in terms of quality of life is just amazing. And we knew life wasn't going to be the same. The normal before was not going to be the normal after.
He was in the burn intensive care unit for weeks. He underwent over a half a dozen surgeries, a lot of them reconstructive. Overall, he did excellent, which I attribute to his perseverance, his strength as an individual, and how hard he fought.
Just driving around during the spring and fall, watching sprayer operators operate, or the fertilizer trucks with the auger sticking out close to power lines. I mean, pay attention a little more. Just keep an eye on your surroundings. Just take that extra second to look at things.
I really just want to remind you, please take this to heart. If anything, share this video with those that you love those that you love to work with, and those that you might need this reminder all the time. So together we can be safer together. I don't want you to think that I'm just coming today just to show you this video. I want you to have a few takeaways and some take homes. In your goodie bags, you should have received this sticker. This sticker is for you to put in equipment, in the truck, on a window, wherever it is that you might need this as a reminder. If you were by any chance to be in a situation like Cody, or maybe you are even the driver of that piece of equipment, we really want this to be at your fingertips so that you can remember, because you might be frazzled in the moment. So you have this sticker, please utilize it. If you would like more, if you know an organization or you work with an organization that would like to hand these out, we want to get these in your hands. So I will share my contact information again so that you can have that, but we want you to have that sticker. You also got a flyer. This is something that you may want to post where everybody comes in and out every day, or right before they get into a vehicle. You can't see this enough, if you ask me. It's just something that you really need to be aware of. Remember how far you need to stay away. Now, I know the first video I showed you really probably tugged at your heartstrings a little bit, but you're thinking right now, oh, that's not the video that I can share with my husband. He doesn't want to get his heartstrings tugged at all the time. And so I'm actually going to show with you a little bit of media coverage that we were able to have last year, and one of our experts talking about this a little more, and this might be something that's a little more relatable to those that you love.
In this sponsored segment, we hear from an expert with Nebraska Public Power District on how to look up and around in order to be safe around power lines when using ag equipment.
Hi, everybody. We are learning now about an issue that is turned up in agriculture and in relation to power lines. Joining me now is Scott Walls. He is with NPPD. We want to learn a little bit about boom sprayers and power lines.
Yep.
What is the issue?
Nebraska Public Power District and Central Valley Ag really care about agriculture. And with this equipment, what we're seeing in the state is an uptick of these booms getting into our power lines.
How does that happen? Does the farmer come into the field and just isn't maybe aware of the surroundings? How does the problem occur?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. They pull in, they're thinking about spraying their field. They're thinking about the next thing that they got to do. You know, a safety tip that I want to get across is when you pull that machine into the field, stop, get out of the machine and look around. Look around for power lines. If you see a pole in your field, that's a good indication there's something above. So take a look at that. Another thing is a lot of power lines run across fields. So, you know, they're not always on the road. They sometimes go across fields. So you really got to look for that too.
The first thing to remember is when you come into the field, look up, look around.
Exactly.
What is the next thing to remember?
One thing that I want to get across to people, there's a myth out there that you have to actually make contact with a wire before electricity will go to ground. That's not the case. You can get close to it and it will jump to your boom. So it's really important to stay 20 feet away from those power lines at all times.
You're in the tractor, maybe you encounter a problem. What should you do then?
Okay, if you do make contact and do have electricity jump through your machine, first thing is don't panic. Stay in the machine and call 911. That's the very first tip. Do not get out of the machine, only if you have to. So let's say the machine's on fire. Okay, I got to get out. So the method that we want to teach people to get out is to step down on their bottom step of their machine where they climb up into it. Keep your feet together and jump from the machine. And then once you land ground, shuffle your feet and don't pick them off the ground. Reason for that is what's called step potential. So the electricity is in the ground. If you pick up a foot, you got one off the ground, one on the ground, difference of potential, that's where you're going to get electrocuted. So jump free, both feet together, hit the ground, shuffle away.
Good reminders there. Okay, Scott Walls with NPPD. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So again, I really just want to.
Come on, you guys, crank that music.
Grab your last swig because it's about to go down.
Woo!
Get rid of that. Apologies on that. A little bit of technical difficulty there on my end, but I really just wanted to reiterate to you, please, please, please share this information. Look up, look out. If you would like any of this information, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My name is Heidi Elliott. My number is 402-276-6499. Thank you.